Eagles Nation, I am back. VFTL TV, Tom Oresco here, reporting live from my basement. You see the U.S. Open flag, the PGA Championship flag in the background. My dad volunteers at a lot of golf majors. He loves it. I think it's awesome, so I'm giving you a little sneak peek into that. I'm doing it vlog style. I got the selfie angle on the camera up. Steve could not be with me tonight. He's been holding down the channel for a long time, so now I wanted to do a show. I'm back answering questions for you guys. Bird Buzz coming to you quick and hot on this Thursday night. So I'm excited. I'm excited to be back and do an episode of Bird Buzz. For the first time viewers, Bird Buzz is a segment, so to speak, in which we answer questions that fans submit to us on our social media. So if you haven't followed us on social media, follow us at Views from the Link, LINC, as in Lincoln Financial Field, on Instagram. And every Wednesday we prompt you guys to ask us questions. You'll ask us the questions and we feature you on this segment, on this episode. And we talk Eagles with you guys. We like doing it. We love it. This is our favorite show. Especially during the season, it gets crazy. We get tons of questions, and it's awesome. And we do a giveaway every now and then. We'll probably get back to it, but right now, just answering questions, sifting through some of this BS that is the Eagles offseason. Now, I want to start with something that is not Eagles related. I want to give a huge congratulations to Steph Curry. I mean, the season he just had was unlike anything I've ever seen. First ever unanimous MVP. I mean, there's never been more of a sure shot, you're the MVP of the year type, player until now in Steph Curry 2015, 2016 season. He really is impressive. And if you haven't been able to see him, tune into the NBA playoffs. He's gone to the Western Conference Finals. And it's just going to be a heck of a finish for the NBA playoffs if you're a big basketball fan like I am. But this is an Eagles channel. This is an Eagles show, so we're going to move on to Eagles related news. Now I got my docket information right here, and next up on my docket is the Joe Douglas and Andy Weidel hiring. The Joe Douglas and Andy Weidel hiring of the Philadelphia Eagles brought these guys in. They're personnel guys. They are, the best of the best. Is from everything I've heard from Howie Roseman to guys around the league, everything. These guys, they get the job done. They know talent. They bring in talent. They were very instrumental in the Joe Flacco drafting of for the Baltimore Ravens. They really do their homework, so to speak. And Howie actually said in an interview today that they're already starting the preparation for the 2017 draft. So, I mean, as crazy as that might sound, these guys are passionate about what they do and they like diving right into it. So I'm really excited to have Joe Douglas and Andy Weidel on the staff, and I think they're going to mesh perfectly for what this coaching staff's trying to accomplish. And I think that everybody on this team and on the staff will benefit from having these two guys. The chemistry that they have and the clout that they have, I think that they're going to really do a great job here in Philadelphia, and I'm excited. Moving on, Bradford, he returned from his hissy fit that he threw. A lot of fans turned against him. I mean, I don't think many fans were on his side, so to speak. I'm still going to support him. I still think that as a starting quarterback for just this year, he could do a good job. I think he's going to benefit from a lot of different things that changed over the course of the last year. But Wentz signed his deal today. He's in town, and Chase Daniel's also in the mix, going to compete his butt off too. So, look, we have a lot of competition in this quarterback room. The Howie Roseman and the staff did a great job. They've got a great plan. I love how they formatted this plan that they have. Great strategy. You're going with, three guys that all are at different points in their career, and they've all got something to prove for different reason, and they're all going to work hard and make each other better. And that's what I like about this quarterback room. So hats off to the front office and the coaching staff for getting these guys in, and they're going to get the best out of each other, and they're going to only help the Eagles going forward. So I can't wait to see how they play in 2016 and beyond. But with that being said, I'm going to dive into the questions. We got a lot of quarterback questions. We got a variety of questions, and I'm going to dive right in because we had a lot of them. So, I love interacting with the fans, and we're gonna jump into Justin's question. Justin from Instagram at J_Brad13 asks, when do you see Tom Oresco coming back to the channel since he has seen that he cannot be traded to any other channels? I can't imagine a scenario where I would be traded to another channel. I'm loving what I'm doing here. Views from the link, this is my thing. I created it. I founded it. Me and Steve teamed up, and we love doing this. We really do. And thanks, Justin, for sending your regards, missing me, wanting me back, and what a perfect week to say that, because I'm back, and I hope to continue doing this for a long time. So thanks. But follow me on Twitter if you want my every thought. I'm sure you might already follow me on Twitter. Might get a little annoyed, but it's fun. We talk Eagles every day, all week, 24/7. It's nonstop. So follow us on there. Follow me on there. Eagles Twitter. And keep up. But thanks, Justin. Thanks for missing me. Rolling right along, Dylan from Instagram at Dylan_Doppelmayr. Who is the starting quarterback come week one? Well, of course, I would say Bradford. And Darren, at Darren Nixon, replied to Dylan on the Instagram post and said Bradford. So, that's just a little insight in what the fans think. I think a lot of fans know or have a good idea that Sam Bradford, it's his job to lose for this season at least. And we can't wait to unwrap the bubble wrap on Wentz and see what he can do. But Bradford, it's his job this year, and I think it's going to stay that way unless something crazy happens. And I've seen crazy things happen, so we'll see. But it's Bradford's job right now. Moving along to at classic_rock_4_life. So obviously a big Classic Rock fan, but also an Eagles fan. Classic Rock asks, do you think Wentz will get to start this year? And kind of similar to what I just said, barring some type of unforeseen, injury or, something crazy occur, I don't think Wentz is going to make a start this year. I think they do want him to learn, keep him on the bench, keep him getting mental reps, keep him staying fresh in practice, getting the preseason reps. But come the regular season, I think they want him to observe, and maybe he does outplay somebody, or maybe a couple guys get injured and he gets in there. But we'll have to monitor the situation. It will be very interesting. But I can't wait to see Carson play in a live game, even just preseason. So it'll be a lot of fun. Moving right along, Paul at Paul Guggs on Instagram, part of our fantasy league, the Views from the Link Fantasy League. So that's going to start up pretty soon, couple months here. Get your fantasy magazines ready. Paul asks, who will emerge as the leading running back, and could Wendell Smallwood mix things around? And I like Wendell Smallwood. I think he's awesome, but I think Ryan Matthews is the guy. And I think you got to go with Ryan Matthews. He's an experienced back, and I think Wendell Smallwood will absolutely get in there and make plays, though. I really do. I really like that kid out of West Virginia. The next question is from at the_great_white_Mexican. He asked, does it concern you that the Eagles traded away their 2017 first-round pick? Because he cites the fact that they could be really bad this year and then they'll be out a first-round pick. I'd say, yeah, I mean, I think we can compete, but if we do just kind of tank and go 5-11, 6-10, like a lot of people are predicting, which I don't really think that's going to happen. I think we're a lot more talented than that. But if it does happen, you never know. It could happen. I would be upset to not have a first-round pick, of course, but we did give that up to get Carson Wentz, and if he's good, then it won't matter. And I think he's going to be good, and I'll take that. I'll take the trade of our first-round pick next year for Carson Wentz. So it doesn't really concern me too much. We'll cross that bridge when it comes. But right now I'm pretty happy with the trade. So I can't say I'm too concerned. Next is a question from Steve, my host here on Views from the Link TV. I told him, ask me a question. I'm doing the show alone, so you got to give me something good. And I've been giving him good questions when he's been doing it alone, so he's returning the favor here. He asks, where do you see Jalen Mills fitting in? He would have been drafted much higher if he didn't have these off-field issues. The organization seems really high on him for a 7th rounder, and I completely agree. Steve really is intrigued by Jalen Mills, as am I. I think he's going to make the team, and I think he could be that good rotational player that you bring in. You need those type of role players, provide depth in the secondary, and his talent is so much higher than a 7th round talent, and he's got a lot of value on this team. So I see him fitting in very nicely in the secondary, learning from some of the best safeties in the NFL in Rodney McLeod and Malcolm Jenkins, and I think he's going to fit in very nicely. The next question is from Keith on Twitter at Keith Stone 81. We met this guy at the draft party. He's a big fan of our show. We're a big fan of him on Eagles Twitter and all that. So thanks for the question, Keith. I like this question too. He said, I know it's way too early, but who do you think will be the unexpected playmaker for the Eagles on offense and on defense? Unexpected. See, now that's where it kind of gets tricky. That's where it gets hard. Unexpected. I feel like a guy I just mentioned, Rodney McLeod, new safety signed for the Eagles from St. Louis. He's got that chip on his shoulder. He was an undrafted free agent a few years ago for the St. Louis Rams, and now he's in Philly, and he's still got that chip on his shoulder. He wants that recognition, and I think he's going to have a monster year. So that would be my unexpected playmaker. And it's funny because he should, unlike years past with our free agents, they would get all the spotlight like Nnamdi Asomugha, Byron Maxwell. He's not getting a lot of spotlight. He's not really a known name, big name around the league, but I think that's why he's going to be unexpected. People don't really know too much about him. I think he's going to have a huge year. I really do. And on offense, I'm going to go with his counterpart, Brandon Brooks. Another big signing for us. Those were probably our two biggest signings that we made this offseason and in free agency. And I think that a lot of people aren't really a lot of people are really focused on bashing Sam Bradford right now, and they're not understanding how improved we are as an offense because of all you have to say is one signing on the offensive line, and that's crazy that upgraded our offensive line that much. However, I think that the offensive line as a whole has upgraded a lot, but Brandon Brooks is the key element to that upgrade. So I would say he's going to provide that stability on the right side next to Lane Johnson, and I think they're going to be monstrous. I really do, and I think he's going to be a huge contributor, an unexpected contributor, becoming one of the top premier young guards in the league. He's only 26 years old, so got to give him a shot, and I think he's going to really, really make this line start to come into form here for the future and for this year. So, that kind of wraps it up for the questions. We usually have a lot more, but, glad I went on a little bit long on some of those answers. So I'm kind of glad we only had a few. But, I'd like to get some conversation boiling up in the comments. Cowboys fans on Twitter, man, they're talking about Malcolm Jenkins. They say he's not an elite safety. So please comment below what you guys think about Malcolm Jenkins. I think he's an elite safety. I think he's one of the top 3 in the league, if not the best in the league. He doesn't have the name Eric Berry or Earl Thomas, so many would disagree. But, a guy like Malcolm Jenkins and Harrison Smith from Minnesota, they're both overlooked. They're just every bit as good as, those top Eric Berrys and Earl Thomases. So I'm going to say Malcolm Jenkins, elite safety. But what do you guys think? Cowboys fans seem to disagree, obviously. But, what do you guys think about that? I feel like you guys are going to agree with me and say, that he is an elite safety because that's our guy. But, that'll about wrap it up for this episode of Bird Buzz. I am Tom Oresco, your host, producer, recorder, anchor, whatever you want to call me for the show, selfie extraordinaire, vlog, camera angle, but hey, it was great. It was great chatting Eagles with you guys. Keep together. Keep showing the world why we're the best fans in the world. And follow me on Twitter. Follow me at Tom Oresco. Follow Steve at Steve May OH. Follow Views from the Link on Instagram at Views from the Link, and then Views from Link on Twitter. Ran out of characters there for the name. Kind of stinks, but. Also, check out, InsideTheEagles.com. I write for there. If you like reading articles, check that out. Viewsfromthelink.wordpress.com. That's my blog. And follow all these guys that I mentioned up in that give us questions, because they're all great Eagles fans, and they're always on their job as far as, creating that buzz, creating that Eagles hype that we love every single year. Follow them all. They'll talk Eagles with you, and they'll give you great insight as well. So, and please comment, get in the discussion, come on Twitter, mention me, get in these discussions. We want to talk Eagles all off season. It never gets old talking about this team, and we love it. So keep going, fly high, fly together, fly Eagles fly, whatever you want to say. But that'll about wrap it up. And thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you next week.